welcome to Thirsty Thursday, the 4 p.m. report Aftershow, our general purpose end of week excuse to drink in the daytime, talk about what's too thirsty on the interwebs. So where do we want to start this week? Well,
why don't we start with, the whole idea of this 4 p.m. report after show at 4 p.m. on Thursday was to originally talk about our podcast episode for the 4 a.m. report that went out at 4 a.m. this morning, and it expanded to so much more. But
that's true.
But why don't you talk about what this week's podcast was about?
So this week we spoke with Jackie Porter, a certified financial planner, and she brought to the table discussions around uncomfortable conversation, whether it's conversations about color, other issues of diversity and inclusivity, or money. Like most people get like awfully uncomfortable. And she brought some perspectives to it which were interesting. You should go and have a little listen. But I think what was my favorite part was her saying that just because you come into contact with an issue now does not mean that the issue is new. This issue has been my reality for most of my life. And I think really bringing that empathy to the table and being able to see that some people have lived with things all their life was kind of cool to me.
Yeah, I thought, and also she was a really fun interview as well.
She was so fun.
Yeah, she's got lots of joy in her, and she was fun to talk to.
Yep.
So now we'll talk about the too thirsty things that we're noticing out there, and this is the part that we have fun with. But maybe we should start with talking about our thirst, because I'm really psyched because today we did a masterclass about how to podcast. It went really well. We had really engaging participants who were asking lots of questions, so it was really fun. And then also a podcast that we were guests on, Danny Brown's Podcaster Stories, a podcast where he tells the stories behind the podcasters. We recorded that last week, and then we just found out it went out today. So I've only listened to the first 5 minutes, but already I'm pretty happy with it. So I'll share that definitely. But so there were two things we were thirsty about.
That's right. And then getting to this sort of thirsty part of what's going on the interwebs. Do you want to start?
Yeah, so something that's bothered me is the media, social media, and just our general thirst to see a celebrity break down publicly. And I'm talking about Kanye and how, he announced he was going to run for president. He had that awful campaign rally where he was bawling, saying things that really upset his family. And people are on that. Like, TMZ wants to hear more from him. People want to see the pain. They want to see the breakdown.
Yeah.
I wish we could just take a step back, not give it traction. He's mentally ill. Kim Kardashian yesterday posted on Instagram several slides about bipolar disorder and how it's affected Kanye and their family. And it humanizes it, right? Like, he's a human, and we have to resist the urge to laugh. It's the same thing that happened with Britney years ago with her big breakdown. Everybody was so thirsty for what did Britney do today that was crazy. Really, what Britney did is she was a woman who was in serious trouble and pain and having a lot of mental problems in front of many people. And so, I think we're better than this.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think we should just stop making big spectacles of things, which is obviously people who are working out their pain.
Yeah.
I thought the response from Team Kardashian was pretty good, though. I mean, that's a good crisis response.
Yeah.
Was to just really stay with the issue at hand as opposed to personal remarks or any of that. So that was interesting. What else is happening out there?
You had mentioned something that, speaking of the Kardashians, you would just let me know that there was some kind of graphic image chart showing the power of a Kardashian. I thought that was funny.
That's right. Yeah, it was, there's, I think, a brand called Chatter where there's polls posted in graphs which are quite interesting. They're quite topical because I saw one which had 4 charts on it about how a Kardashian can make or break your brand. And one of the examples was how Kylie talking about Snapchat being rubbish just totally plummeted Snapchat, and then on the other side of it was Kim and Spotify, which really took that up over the top.
She's got an exclusive deal with Spotify now.
Right, she does. Yeah. And then Kanye with Gap, really that remains to be seen how that's playing out. But really, one Kardashian can take your brand over the top or, all the way down, and that's the power of influencers in WASP.
Yeah.
That's the power of influencers in this world, and I don't know. That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Don't get on the wrong side of the Kardashian. Yeah. And then last week on our Thirsty Thursday, we talked about how we wanted retailers, fashion retailers, to step up their online presence. And we're going to be shopping online more. We can't try on the clothes in the store. We might not want to go in to try on the clothes in the store. So give us a user experience, not just a how to buy on your website. And we heard the Canadian brand, is it Mendocino or Mendocino?
Mendocino, I think.
Mendocino has just announced this week they're not going to open most of their stores. They're just going to focus on online. H&M is closing a bunch of brick and mortar stores. I really wonder what the mall in 2021 is going to look like, Susan.
I think it's going to be a lot less stores and really transferring that experience online. It has to go beyond a size chart and like a little return label. It's going to have to be a bit more experiential, allowing people, like we talked about last week too, really try out things on themselves. I also think stylists are going to make a comeback now.
Okay.
Because how many of us are really that good at hopping online and being like, oh, I think that and that would look great together. Yeah. There's no dressing room that you can go try it out. So I feel like stylists might make a bit of a comeback.
I can see that for sure. And again, like those brands that do a really good online experience are going to be leap years ahead of brands that don't invest in that, because if this brand is making it super easy and helping me match clothes or try things on virtually, and this one doesn't, I'm going to be gravitating towards this one, right?
Right,
yeah. Then the last thing we were going to talk about was something I brought up today. I was like, what is the song of the summer for 2020? I'm thirsty for some hot summer jams.
Right.
And because I feel just really out of touch with what people listen to, I was asking Susan, and we were like, what is the song of the summer?
What is the song? We would usually know this, like you were saying, because we'd be in our cars and driving around to whatever scheduled things, and we'd hear some stuff. But really, like, it kind of is like living in a vacuum when you don't do that. Yeah. What I am hearing, though, Will, is that we're missing a lot of cool music action on TikTok.
TikTok is where someone was saying that's what makes the biggest songs right now are the ones that are popular on TikTok that people do their videos to. So maybe we need to spend more time on TikTok. But yeah, let us know what you think the song of the summer is. I will say today the gay gods shone down on me because Kylie Minogue released a new song.
Yay!
And someone wrote an article being like, thank God for Kylie right now. We need Kylie Minogue right now.
We need Kylie.
And we really do. A lot of people have forgotten about her, but she's still going strong.
Yep. So that right there is our Thirsty Thursday wrap up. Drop us a comment. Tell us what you think.
What's your song of the summer? Yeah.
Song of the summer is. Bye.